Now we have to implement the application. Now we need to access the database here. If you have worked with .NET Core, you know that that can be accessed in multiple ways. You can also have a direct DB context object here. So we'll say private read only DB context. This will be DB context options. So we'll press Ctrl dot to add the entity framework core. And here we need to define the class. So the class is application DB context. We will create an object of that, or rather retrieve that using dependency injection. So CTOR, and here this will be DB context options of the DB context, which is application DB context as DB context underscore DB context is equal to DB context. Now on this DB context, we will have to create a new application DB context. Make sure that you are efficient in this case, so we will be using a using statement. So we'll say await using var underscore db is equal to new application db context. In there we have to pass the options, so we'll pass the underscore db context. Now you can use the underscore db like a regular db context with all the properties. So here on the underscore db, you will be able to access order headers and details, and will be able to perform an add operation for the order header that we receive. We just need an async keyword, and that is sufficient. After that, we'll say underscore db dot save changes async, and we will await that. After the changes have been saved, we will return true here. You can implement a try catch block, and if there are any errors here, you can return false. I'll keep it simple. Next thing here is to update the order status if the paid flag is true. So again, we need the underscore db, so we can copy this, paste it down there, add the async keyword, and then we will retrieve the order header from database. So order header from db is equal to underscore db dot order headers dot first dot default async, and we'll say u goes to u dot order header id is equal to the id that we receive. We will add an await keyword. Perfect. Then we will check here to make sure that order header from db should not be null. If that is not null, then we will mark the paid flag of payment status as the value of the paid flag, and we will save the changes. So underscore db dot save changes asynchronous. So with this, we have implemented the methods to add the order and update the payment status. But now we have to implement the main logic to retrieve the message from our Azure Service Bus. Let's do that in the next video.